Stadium, the middle game in this three-game series on a beautiful night for baseball after the Dodgers took the first game from the Rays last night in comeback fashion. Kyle Tucker had a big night after they fell down 3-0. Tucker with a 3-run home run. Had some defense, too, with an outfield assist here to cut down Ronda. And then Miguel Rojas, where have we seen that swing before, to come up with a big home run late. 4-3, the Dodgers winning. We welcome you inside. Hope you're having a great week so far. Joe Davis and Eric Karros. The Dodgers continue to, anytime they lose a game, come back and win. This is now 10 wins in a row following a loss.
So let's have 2 wins in a row and start talking about building a winning streak. But as you mentioned, this team, tough to beat 2 times in a row.
Speaking of tough, here's David Vassegh.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. So is Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman officially activated for tonight's game, but will start tomorrow afternoon at third base for Max Muncy. The Dodgers will be facing left-hander Shane McClanahan of the Rays, and Tommy Edman got 50 at-bats during his rehab assignment. He played second base, he played third base, he played left field, he played center field. But Dave Roberts said earlier today you expect to see him the majority of the time at second, where he won a Gold Glove a few years ago. So that right ankle ready to go, Joe.
All right, Dave, and we got a great pitching matchup for this game tonight. Drew Rasmussen goes for the Rays. He's headed to his second straight All-Star game most likely, and Justin Robleski for the Dodgers.
Yeah, certainly going to be an interesting pitching matchup tonight. Robleski coming off an outing where he went 4 2/3. Had the hammy issue, had to come out, but he has been dynamite this year. Having an all-star type caliber year, loves the fastball, loves the slider, and would like to get on track again this evening.
Last time out for him, not quite as good. He was cruising through 4 innings and gave up those 4 runs in the 5th inning. We mentioned Rasmussen on the other side. Robleski trying to make his first All-Star team. Rasmussen made his first last year.
Yeah, he's been absolutely elite. In his last 4 starts, 3 of those, he's got 7 shutout innings. This guy has great stuff. He is nasty against right-handed hitters. He's going to be up the lefties tonight to take care of business.
All right, the Dodgers trying to take this series from the Rays, and soccer / baseball jersey giveaway tonight with the World Cup rolling on in Los Angeles and around North America. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get fired up with a Hot Ones Munchie Meal.
T-Mobile.
Through the first All-Star voting update, Andy Paz is leading all National League outfielders in votes. He's been going through a little bit of a slump here recently, a mini slump, 1 for his last 20 D-Train, but this is a man who deserves to be in Philly next month for that All-Star game.
Absolutely. No question. This guy's one of the best players in baseball, and this is a tough matchup. He's a guy that loves to grind pitchers down. He's going to get something up in that sinker and turn and burn.
Very good at devising a plan prior to 2 strikes, and then once he has 2 strikes, he's done a great job eliminating the chase. I really love the development. He deserves to be an all-star.
All right, Andy Paz votes. Dodgers.com/vote. Get it done. Justin Robleski takes the mound against the Tampa Bay Rays. Next.
Sportsnet.
Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. The real sourdough star is back at Carl's Jr. You can get it for just $5.99 for a limited time. And by your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. It's the Dodgers and the Rays. Game 2 in this 3-game series in Tampa Bay. Got off to an awesome start, although they've dropped 13 of their last 20 games, and so find themselves a game and a half back of the Yankees in the American League East, trying to make it back to the playoffs for the first time in a few years. And the Dodgers now tied with the Braves for the Major League lead in wins, 46-27. Braves starting the series in San Francisco this week and actually trailing San Francisco early on, so a chance for the Dodgers to draw into a tie for the best record in baseball. Lineup for the Rays in Game 2 looks like this, with Yandy Diaz to lead things off, and then Austin Slater, the longtime Giant, has been just about everywhere else in his few years since leaving San Francisco. Aranda's at first. Junior Caminero, their biggest superstar. Third baseman bats clean up. Ryan Valade went deep in last night's game. Ben Williamson's at second base hitting 6th. The fastest player in baseball is Chandler Simpson. He starts in center field for the Rays with Nick Fortes and Taylor Walls rounding out Kevin Cash's lineup. They face off with Justin Robleski, who's working on a win presented by The Home Depot. Comes in top 10 in the National League with that ERA. He's got a 7-2 record and a 2.95 ERA overall.
Really having an exceptional season. You see that ERA, as you mentioned, 1.25. It was outstanding at the start of the season. He's hit a bit of a hiccup. He hasn't been as dominant, but he's looking to turn things around. This is what he does. That four-seamer and slider, he throws those two pitches as often as anybody in the game. But he's got to mix in that curveball.
And off we go with a fastball for a strike on Yandy Diaz. And how fascinating is this matchup between the guy that throws more strikes than anybody in baseball against the lineup? The one thing they do exceptionally is put the ball in play. Yandy Diaz does, and a bounce to Alex Freeland for the first out of the night.
Well, you just mentioned it, Joe. One of the things that this Tampa Bay team does is they put the ball in play, but they're going against the best defense in baseball. So, as we saw last night, the defense won out. We'll see what happens this evening.
Yeah, it was interesting last night in that 4-3 Dodger win. A lesser defensive team gets beat. The Dodgers win that game with some great defensive plays. Austin Slater comes up here, takes a strike from Robleski. The Rays put pressure on teams, and you talk to people around baseball, there will be games where the defense just like panics because you don't see this style of baseball very often. Saw it some with Toronto last year. This is another level of that. You saw it with Milwaukee last year, and they're seeing it again this year. But they are leaning into it like those two teams and then some. You'll see bunts for hits early in games. They don't hit many home runs, but constant pressure. 0-2 from Robleski is very high on Slater. Robleski coming off a start in Pittsburgh last week where he was shutting the Pirates out through 4 innings, but then got charged for 4 runs in the 5th and took that comebacker off of the leg. Didn't dodge the ball, but kind of dodged a bullet there, and that it wasn't really a serious injury. So he left the game, but he's back in there starting on his regular turn in the rotation. Wearing those red shoes. Rocks and throws, and Slater swings and misses. Strike 3. Turns the fastball up to 97. 2 out.
Doesn't mess around, just goes right down middle with the fastball. He beats Slater, probably looking for something other than that.
If he and the Dodgers get 7 of those tonight, everybody gets that free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area Jack in the Box restaurants. His first pitch slider to Jonathan Aranda misses. 2 hits for Aranda yesterday, back-to-back multi-hit games. Guy went to the All-Star game last year for the first time in his career, and really it felt like out of the blue. He was a .220 hitter first few seasons in the majors, then last year hit .316. And that fastball for Robleski better and better as the season has gone on.
He certainly hasn't seemed to tire, and he's relied on it the entire year. Throws it as much as anybody else in the major leagues.
Yeah, there's only 6 starting pitchers that throw their fastball half of the time, and he's one of them. From 30%, a little below that last year. We've talked about this. He felt like he got a little bit too cute trying to have a wide arsenal. He said, I know what makes me me. It's that fastball. It's that slider. And like you touched on, more than 80% of his pitches, one of those 2. He goes 1, 2, 3 in the first. Back-to-back Ks on that heater. Shohei Ohtani to lead things off for the Dodgers when you come back.
We're here for
some .351 average, the #1 slugging all time, the #1 OPS all time against Tampa Bay. And the SoCal Helpful Honda dealers line up. Shohei Ohtani leads off, then Pages and Freeman, Betts, Muncy, and Kyle Tucker through the heart of it. Ward, Freeland, and Chucky Robinson gets his second start since coming back up. Ball one from Drew Rasmussen, who might be the best pitcher that nobody talks about in that regard. 30 years old, he's in his 7th season in the major leagues, and since coming to Tampa Bay in a trade from Milwaukee in 2021, the only guy with a better ERA is the one that he's facing in Ohtani. 2.73 ERA since getting traded to Tampa Bay. is 2-0. Is swung on and miss. And better than ever lately. He's coming off a 13 strikeout game against the Red Sox last week. 7 scoreless innings back-to-back games. 22 strikeouts to just 1 walk in that time.
You just saw that last pitch that Shohei offered at. It was the cutter. That's his pitch to both righties and lefties.
That and the sinker and the four seam. He throws his hard stuff more than any pitcher in baseball.
Well, just looking at the movement on that pitch, that thing looks like it's death if you throw it at the left-handed hitter's hip.
And statistically, out of those 3 fastballs, that's the one that is on another level. Opponent's hitting 123 against that sinker. And then the four seam. So what's that like as a hitter? Yeah, 3 fastballs, but all of them moving a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, you really got to just sit on location for these pitches. And you take a look at, he's about middle of the zone. He's not up in the zone. He's not down in the zone. So set your sights and try to push him away from the inner part of the plate.
Strikes out Ohtani.
I mean, the reality is against a guy like this who is throwing as well as he is, you got to pray that he makes a mistake. Because if he's hitting his spots, hang with him. And it doesn't matter if you're hitting 9th or you're Shohei Ohtani. It's going to be a battle.
Only 3 hits against him the last 2 games. And now 23-1 strikeout to walk ratio last 2+. Andy Pages climbs in and watches a fastball miss away. Pages 0 for 4 yesterday, just 1 for his last 17. Takes a strike. It's 1-1. Pages got off to such a good start. He's hitting 340 40 games into the season. That's not who Andy Pages is going to be. Yeah, below 180 since June has started. Of course, somewhere in the middle, as is often the case with guys. But you're pointing out one big difference when you look at the underlying numbers. He was unsustainably productive on pitches out of the strike zone during that great stretch.
Right, and he's still offering at those pitches that are not strikes.
Cracks this ball to left center field for a base hit. Got a strike and hit it hard. First base runner for LA.
You know, that's one of the things, though, that Andy has done all year long is hit the ball hard. And when he does get strikes, he can do some damage. We talked about it earlier on in the season. He was hitting pitches out of the zone, still smoking them. Not having the same fortune right now. Thus, you see the production not as great.
He's aboard. Freddie Freeman's up. Single and a walk for Freeman yesterday. Dodgers got out hit in yesterday's game, but they had 2 home runs, and that remains the great equalizer. This year when they hit multiple home runs, 23-4. Sinker just misses. 2-0. Rasmussen, who started his career in Milwaukee, who's a reliever there, had an ERA above 5 over parts of 2 seasons in the Brewers bullpen. And you say, wow, what a steal for Tampa Bay. Well, Tampa Bay gave up Willie Adames, who was a key guy for Milwaukee for several seasons after that trade. So it's one of those where both sides benefited from it. What he's done that much more impressive when you consider his injury history. He's had 3 major elbow surgeries. Tommy John twice while he was in college at Oregon State. And then after he had established himself finally in the major leagues, another serious elbow procedure. The first guy ever to have 3 major elbow surgeries and then make an all-star team. Home with a 2-2 to Freeman, and it's high to run the count full.
More than anything, that just speaks volumes of his character, of his perseverance, and the fact that he's just going to go out and battle. Couple that with excellent stuff. Like you said, you've got an all-star here.
Part of a Rays staff that has exceeded expectations. Really, this whole Rays team has. They were projected to be around 500, and they may still end up around there, but they have, for a lot of the season, been up near the top of the standings. Pages at first, one away. And Rasmussen home with a 3-2. Pages runs. Freeman grounds it foul. Dodgers coming back to win last night's game from down 3-0 to win it 4-3. They've won 10 consecutive games after a loss. Got to go back more than a month to find the last time they had back-to-back losses. Pages runs again. Freeman sends a pop-up into shallow left field. Caminero's out. Valade on. Valade can't get it. Everybody's safe, and the Dodgers with a gift right here in the first inning. And in his march for 3,000, he'll take everyone he can get.
You know, that's one of those things, too, with this Tampa Bay ball club. The defense is not great. Third base has been a lot of trouble for them, but you get a ton of offense. This ball right there, Valade, not a great defensive player, but Caminero just stops. He can't cover it at all. Freddie finds himself inching closer to 3,000.
Now, that's normally something the Rays do exceptionally well. Defense, but like you said, not been the case this year. A ball on Mookie Betts. Continued his little hot stretch with a double yesterday. Doubled and scored a run. His last 3 games, he's got 6 hits and he scored 5.
Definitely sleeping better at night. Feeling good about the offense. He's getting some production.
We've talked about this lineup. When you look at it collectively, the overall stats really good. They're the #1 offense in baseball in so many categories. Why hasn't it always felt like that? A couple guys in the heart of the lineup, Betts and Tucker, not being themselves. If you get those guys going, it's going to feel the way that the numbers say it should.
Well, I mean, you look at this ball club, the Dodgers, and you can even add Will Smith not having the type of year that you expect. And those are 3 big-time producers.
Down to third. Caminero's got it. Steps in the bag. Fires to first. A double play. And so after the blue pit, nothing to show for it. And inning in the books and no score.
By T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Visit MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps for more information.
Robleski starts Junior Caminero with a curveball for strike 1. Caminero's superstar player, just 22 years old. He had 45 home runs last year in his first full season. This year he's continued to hit for power. But the eye-opening thing is that he's doubled his walk rate. Sees fewer strikes than anybody, and he said, okay, well, if that's the case, I'm going to be a little more patient. Well, he's down quickly right here. But what we've seen throughout the season is that he has cut his swing rate more than anybody and added a whole nother dimension to his game.
You see Robo not fearing him at all, though, attacks him. 1, 2, 3, and sets him down. So far, 15 pitches for Robo. Only 3 of them out of the zone.
Those 3 straight strikeouts, 4 strikeouts away from Jumbo Jacks. He didn't figure to have many strikeouts in this game. In this matchup, a guy who doesn't get many of them against a lineup that doesn't strike out much. Ryan Valade swings and misses. We've seen a few starts this last month, especially where he has had that swing and miss stuff. Saw it against the Phillies here a few starts ago. But for the most part, name of the game for him has been quick contact. And he has said, even in those starts where he's getting the swing and miss and getting more strikeouts, it's not that he's shifting his approach or hunting for those. It's situational where he'll look for that swing and miss. And a lot of times when it's going the way that it's gone for a lot of the year, he's not getting to 2 strikes to go for the swing and miss.
Right, as you mentioned, the early contact, and it allows for pitch efficiency, but so far this evening, Only coming up on his 19th pitch.
1-2 to Valade. Grounded to third. Picked up by Muncy. Juggles, recovers, and throws wide.
See, this ball just clips off the heel of the glove. Then unable to make the throw.
110 off of the bat. Kind of season Muncy's having defensively, though. You expect him to make the play. There's no ruling yet. Yeah, now it's called an error as Ben Williamson takes a breaker low. First season with Tampa Bay for Williamson. He made his debut last year in Seattle, and they acquired him in a trade this offseason. Third baseman by trade, but he comes over here to Tampa Bay, and well, they have Caminero sitting there at third, and so he's played more middle infield. Utility role for Tampa Bay.
Always been known as an exceptional defensive player.
Grounds this one to short for Betts. 6, 4, 3, and both teams have turned a double play in the early going. Second inning for the Dodgers. Single and a walk yesterday. 378 over his last 12 games, making a continued all-star case.
Yeah, should really be the starting third baseman for the National League. Defensively and offensively, an exceptional season.
Leads off his second against Drew Rasmussen and takes upstairs for ball one. Went into a bit of a funk after he got hit on the wrist in Milwaukee, but that wrist feeling good again. He said he's able to finish his swing again, and he's taken off the last couple weeks. Put it all together, he's hitting for the highest average of his career, 269. His OPS the highest that it's been since his first season in LA, now 8 years ago. One from Rasmussen is in for a strike. Reaches out and somehow gets his barrel to this ball, but it's going to die shy of the track. Simpson hauls it in. Well, Kyle Tucker coming off one of his best games as a Dodger. The 3-run home run that tied it. Had another base hit later in the game. He also had an outfield assist. But even Kyle said, like we've talked about, he said after the game last night, can I do it again the next night? He said there have been too many instances where I'm like, okay, that's a good swing, or this is a good game, and I feel like I'm making progress, but then the next day I feel like I'm back to square one. He said he felt like for a lot of the season the bat path has just been all over the place. He hasn't been able to find it consistently. And the one thing that has him confident about what happened yesterday is that it was the same thing during his practice before the game too. Is as consistent as that bat path had felt in a long time in his pregame work. And to follow up a game where it matched. Let's see if he can make it back-to-back games like that.
Well, at least he can come into the night saying, let me see if I can do it again, because there hasn't been many nights where he's been able to say that. And one of the things just watching him this year, he just hasn't seemed like he's been connected. It's almost like it's a flailing at the plate. You know, arms are going, body's going, everything.
Flexes this one into left field, and it's a duck shot base hit to lead off the second, with one out in the second. And so a good start to build off of last night's 2-hit game.
Well, the thing, as a hitter, and when you're not going well, if you don't hit the ball well, and if you get a hit, then okay, I can take that. But nothing more frustrating than just continuing to pile up non-successful ABs.
1-on-1 out. Ryan Ward to the plate. A double yesterday for Ward. He's gotten 10 hits since coming to the major leagues. 7 of those have gone for extra bases, and he has made a really good first impression. On this 0-1 pitch, Ward swings and misses. Strike 2.
I said this the other day. He's getting consistent starts and ABs, and the reality is he's playing for everybody right now. Meaning he's playing for all 30 teams in the major leagues. You know, he's trying to prove that yes, he is a major league player, and he's doing it.
In a pretty short time, he's gotten to the point where you don't bat an eye when he's in there. It's not, oh, this is the guy up from AAA who hasn't proven himself yet. And it's not been a ton of time, but pretty quickly. And you're like, all right, got a shot. 1-2, Rasmussen deals, and it's fouled back.
Well, I think the best way to describe it for me is I don't blink an eye with him at the plate or out in left field. Like I'm not concerned about it. He's made some fine defensive plays out there in left.
That was one of the questions with him. How would he be in left field? He's put in a lot of extra work there. Digs this one out, and it's inside the bag. It ricochets off of the first base umpire, Mark Ripperger. Yeah, might have kept him from getting another extra base hit right there, but he'll settle for a single, and the Dodgers have him cornered with 1 away.
This ball came off the bat at 101 miles an hour. It looked like it got ankle or foot. I think that probably favored Tampa Bay right there. I'm not sure that it wouldn't be second and third.
So it is first and third, and up comes Alex Freeland, who finds himself in a 3 for 25 slide. Said though he feels like the swing is in a good place. The last few days he says, I feel like every pitcher's hitting their spot against me. Squares around, bunts it right back to Rasmussen, who will go to second, and now the throw comes home, and Tucker's out. Wow, just your run-of-the-mill 2-6 or 1-6-2 put out at home.
And the 6 was halfway between the mound and second. Like I mean, that was perfectly executed, but I don't know what that was. I don't even know that you could draw that up. Yeah, he's like, hey, that's Robinson. I mean, the fact that the shortstop had come in, that was crazy.
2 on 2 out. Chucky Robinson takes a little bit outside for a ball. Is anybody at fault there? I know the bunt's not great from Freeland, but beyond that, it's just,
I mean, an out was recorded, and you've got first and second. That's a great play.
Yeah. Anything Tucker could have done differently?
I mean, Tucker maybe reads it, but the minute that throw goes to second, he can't anticipate that the shortstop's 10 feet in front of the bag.
Well, Taylor Walls, who is a 190 career hitter, continues to get chances just about every day because he is as good of a defender as there is in the American League. Bouncing ball towards the middle, stabbed by Williamson, beats him to the bag and ends the inning. Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires as we welcome you back here to Los Angeles on a beautiful night. No score to the top of the third. Justin Robleski has pounded the zone. He's through 2 innings on just 22 pitches. Bottom of the Rays lineup. This is Chandler Simpson to lead things off. And Simpson, one of the guys that best personifies the Rays bat to ball and pesky approach, put the pressure on. He's the fastest guy in baseball. He's 3rd in the majors in contact rate, and he's got more infield hits than anybody since he broke in.
Yeah, he started off well this year. People were excited, hit for a high average. He was getting on base, but he's really tailed off.
More than 400 games as a pro for Chandler Simpson, and he's hit 1 home run back when he was in Double-A Montgomery for the Biscuits. Robleski's 1-2 is slapped foul. Went to Georgia Tech. Led the country hitting .433, but he only hit 1 home run there. So even though he's a .433 hitter in college, he was a second-round draft pick. Just don't see many guys like this in this era of baseball. He has studied the guys that have come before him that he feels like he can emulate, the elite bat-to-ball guys. He's watched Luis Ariz a bunch. He had a long conversation with Tony Gwynn Jr. about what his dad's philosophies were as a hitter. The other part of his game, the speed. He's gone out of baseball and studied some Olympic sprinters and their form, like Usain Bolt, Michael Johnson, watching video of those guys, trying to find every little edge that he can to maximize his strengths. Bounces this ball to second, and Freeland, who knows that he's got to hurry, shovels it off to first, 1 away. And now word from Morongo.
Midland live July 18th. Get tickets now. Morongo.
Catcher number 40, Nick Fortes.
1 away here in the third, and up comes Nick Fortes. Catcher for Tampa Bay was 0 for 2 yesterday, but he's hitting .500 over the last week. Wow, what a stab by Max Muncy. Air in the first inning, or in the second inning, but right here, hot hands on a hot shot.
Yeah, that ball came off the bat at 106, and Max, a great first step, able to extend and glove that ball, keeps it in there. Knows he has time. Really nice job.
Two up and 2 down for Robleski, and now Taylor Walls lifting the first pitch foul. Robleski has continued to get ahead of everybody. And for an offense that normally has the defense on its heels, you get that feeling that Robleski has them feeling that way.
Well, he certainly has been aggressive with that first pitch and getting ahead of the count all evening, allowing his defense to stay involved.
Robleski got one of the guys on the first pitch. The other 8 guys, 5 of them have been down 0-2. Now the 1-2. Walls with a base hit into center, and the first hit of the game for Tampa Bay.
Pitch just got too much of the plate.
Number 2, Yandy Diaz.
Wall's able to throw that bat head out there.
Inning kept alive, back to the top of the order, and Yandy Diaz, who had a 27 game on base streak, come to an end with an 0 for 5 yesterday. Grounded out to start this game, and now finds himself in an 0 for 16 slump, which is very uncharacteristic for a guy who's already won 1 batting title when he hit .330 in 2023. Second in the American League with this .316 average this year. He is a pure hitter in a power hitter's body.
Yeah, down 0-2 right now. Walls has 10 stolen bases at first. I think it would be a great opportunity right now just to go. Just at the very least, you get thrown out. You get Diaz to start his at-bat over next inning.
Instead, Robleski strikes him out and ends the inning. It's his 4th over 3 scoreless.
Receive an exclusive Father's Day t-shirt presented by Uniqlo. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Dodgers ready to get their second look at Drew Rasmussen. No score to the bottom of the third as Ohtani leads off and takes outside for ball 1. Ohtani struck out his first time against Rasmussen, and in his career is now 0 for 6 with 5 Ks against Rasmussen. Just about the only Ray that Ohtani hasn't hit hard. Got the call in the inside corner, and it's 1-1. Challenge coming here from Ohtani.
The batter is challenged.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. And he got it
Pitches the
right.
ball. The count is 2-0. LA retains.
So it's 2-0. Ohtani fouls it back. Now, Shohei yesterday played catch, see how the knee was feeling. And for now, Dave Roberts said good to go for tomorrow. Going to make the final call after the game whether or not he'll start tomorrow's game. But everything indicating that he will. Not ideal. He loves his sleep. 12-15 game, not great for that.
I would throw him though, right? Two extra days though if he goes on Friday.
Hits it hard, but right to Ben Williamson at second for the first out. And it'll be Shane McClanahan for Tampa Bay tomorrow, who's having a great season. 12-15 first pitch. Up comes Andy Pages.
Andy Pages.
Singled his first time. Now Rasmussen, his first 2 starts this month, gave up 3 hits total. Dodgers 4 hits the first time through the lineup. Rasmussen, when he broke into the big leagues, part of it was that he was a reliever, but part of it was he hadn't explored other pitches. He was pretty much just fastball, breaking ball, and then he added the cutter, so then he had 2 of the fastballs, but he said he still didn't feel like he was getting right-handers out nearly as well as he should. Over at first, see if Aranda's got room. He does, and Pages is out number 2. There's one right-handed hitter in particular he said he just could not get out, Bo Bichette. He said, all right, I got to figure out something for Bo. And so he says he can still vividly remember, after working on a sinker, deploying it against Bo Bichette, got him to bounce into a double play the first time that he faced him. Second time he faced him, struck him out, froze him on that same pitch, and he thought, I'm onto something here. And at that point, said, okay, I think I'm a 3 fastball guy. The weapon to get those right-handed hitters out. Didn't really have anything that would move back towards the righty. And now you look at him, and right-handed hitters, a 357 OPS. I mean, that's as good as anybody in baseball against righties. 1-1 on Freeman.
Thank you, Bo.
Yeah, right. Inspiration.
All the right-handed hitters in the league can send a thank you card to Bo Bichette.
A worthy foe. Everybody needs that thing that they compete against. Here's a fly ball off of the bat of Freeman to the left field corner for Valade, and 3 scoreless for Drew Rasmussen. Bring it back with our Old Spice fresh stats. Rematch of the 2020 World Series. The Dodgers won in 6 games. 20-13 all time against Tampa Bay, winning 2 of 3. George Steinbrenner Field last year, and winning the first game of this series last night. No scores. We go to the 4th inning here. Joe Davis, Eric Karros, David Vassegh, and Austin Slater to lead off against Robleski, and a base hit through the left side on the first pitch of the 4th. And so Austin Slater has started his time with Tampa Bay on a 6-game hitting streak.
Jumps on a slider in his first at bat. Robo put him away with a fastball. This ball just up in the zone, and Slater not waiting around this time.
Leadoff man aboard, Jonathan Aranda comes up. Strikeout victim his first time. Aranda out of Mexico, and Rays discovered him almost by mistake. They had gone there. There's a scout that had gone to watch a workout in Tijuana to watch Randy Arozarena, but Randy was a no-show. And instead of him, he said, well, we might as well make some use of our time. So a handful of local prospects got a chance to work out in front of this scout, and they said, we like this Aranda guy. And so signed him. Years in the minors before getting his chance, and then breaking out last year. The Tampa Bay, we talk about the bat to ball ability, not a ton of superstar names in there, but there are 3 all-star caliber hitters. Diaz at the top, Aranda right here, and then Caminero, who we talked about, behind him. .316 last year, .275 this year for Aranda. There goes the runner from first. Throw from Chucky Robinson is not in time, and a stolen base for Slater.
Yeah, not much Chucky could do with this one. See where he receives it. Outside of his left leg, and then has to bring it back by the time he does. Not a chance to get the runner.
Strikes him out for the second time. Not an easy guy to strike out, but a couple of them for Robleski against Aranda, and 5 total.
This one he goes with the sinker. He'd gone with the 4-seamer the first at bat. Still stays hard, but a little more movement on this pitch.
He's actually already matched his season high number of sinkers thrown. That's the 10th that he's thrown. Strike on Caminero. Back to the 4-seam for him. I wonder if that's maybe him saying, okay, I've got to combat this bat to ball ability Tampa Bay's got. What wrinkle can I come up with? Yeah, producing way more swing and miss than you normally see from Tampa Bay.
Well, that's one of the things as a pitcher you got to constantly make adjustments and change, because hitters are going to study. They're going to look at tendencies. They're going to sit on certain pitches as based on what you have done in the past. And again, it really is an adjustability. Yes, it's based on the other team's strength, but you have to change things. Can't be predictable.
Fires the 1-2 to Caminero, bounces it to short, and Mookie Betts 2 out. Well, Ryan Valade, who has been a big surprise for Tampa Bay this season, he's hitting .345 in the month of June, crushed that home run last night. This is a guy who had played just a handful of games in the major leagues prior to this season. He had 1 home run over his first 3 years, and it was against Robleski in Detroit a couple years ago. No score, top of the 4th. Slater at second with 2 out. And it's grounded foul. Valade debuted with the Rockies in 2021. He went 0 for 6 in that debut season. Didn't get a chance to play in the majors again for 3 years. So he's got to be sitting there thinking, my gosh, I had my chance. Didn't even get a hit. Down to Muncy. He's hit it hard both times at the Dodger third baseman. Muncy throws him out and ends the top of the 4th.
On Saturday, we'll take home an exclusive Shaquille O'Neal bobblehead. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Mookie Betts leads off the bottom of the 4th for the Dodgers. They're going to break through against Drew Rasmussen, who misses upstairs with his first pitch. Betts bounced into a double play his first time. And this 1-0 swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Among the many things that Rasmussen has done exceptionally well this year, he's the #1 pitcher in baseball against leadoff men in innings. Guys leading off the innings hitting just 140 against him. Same thing again tonight. Dodgers have 4 hits, but he's retired the leadoff man in all 3 innings. Making for some lower pressure, some lower stress innings for the 30-year-old. In his 7th major league season, home with a 2-2, and he gets bats to keep that trend going.
Really a pitching clinic right there as far as Rasmussen just continued to crowd Mookie early on and then goes away with that last pitch, the cutter. Mookie can't find it. Again, it's the cutter. He doesn't necessarily need to throw it away from the hitters. He was throwing it inside to the righties.
Base is empty, 1 away. Max Muncy watches a curveball miss. Still throw that occasionally, but really it's pretty much just those 3 fastballs. One of them break into the left, one of them break into the right, one of them feeling like it's taken off on you. And then the changeup. So you got the 4-seam that gives the hitter the illusion that it's rising because it holds its plane so well. The cutter breaks to the left. The 2-seam looks exactly the same as the other 2 until it breaks to the right.
Well, you saw that 87% of the pitches, those 3. The fastball, the cutter, and the sinker. It's tough to defend, and it's not like he's changing eye level either. But I said, if you're trying to hit this guy, you're looking for something mid-level, around belt high. And you just got to push it out over the plate.
Well, the Dodgers have always had their issues with Rasmussen. This is his 4th game against LA, and his ERA below 1. Tucker, who singled his first time, trying to build off of last night's game, fouls it off. We were talking earlier about how he's had a hard time stringing together good games. The day following a multi-hit game for him this season, he's hitting just 171. Tapper along first. Rasmussen pounces on it, and that's another quick inning. 4 innings in the books and no score. Back, world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. Make it easy. Nothing easy against these 2 pitchers tonight. No score to the top of the 5th. Robleski comes home and misses very high to Ben Williamson. 6, 7, and 8 for Tampa Bay. 2 singles against Robleski. That's it. 75% strikes tonight. And it seems like anytime he's missed, he immediately has been back in there. Has not gone to a 3-ball count on anybody. Scorched to short and caught by Betts.
Number 14, Chandler Simpson.
A similar story to his last start against Pittsburgh, where he hadn't given anything up through 4 innings, and trying to write a different final chapter to that outing. Pittsburgh scored 4 runs against him in the 5th. Now, this is the first time all season that he's pitched on what is traditionally regular rest, just 4 days rest. But he only threw 80 pitches in that start because he had to leave early with the ball hitting him in the hamstring. And he looks no worse for the wear with his relatively short time between starts. Simpson grounds along first, 2 up and 2 down just like that. It's incredible.
You like it?
I mean,
I like pitch
duels.
efficiency,
Yeah.
right? We just saw a 10-pitch inning by Rasmussen. And Robo has been just no worse for the wear. I mean, this is just carving right now.
Fortes, strike one. I mean, he's back on the rubber the moment he gets the ball. He's like, you're going to get a strike. Here it is. Try and hit it. And when they do, he's got guys behind him who are always in the way. On 7 pitches, 1, 2, 3 in the 5th, and halfway home in a scoreless game.
On Friday, we'll take home an exclusive Mookie Betts Game 7 double play bobblehead. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Ryan Ward swings through a first pitch fastball from Drew Rasmussen. Punch for punch with Justin Robleski. A couple of guys attacking the strike zone and cruising. Now Ward has got one of the Dodgers' 4 hits in this ball game. Freeland and Robinson to follow in the 5th. 1-1 pitch. Takes a cut at a high fastball. 1-2. Another one. And he's got his 3rd K. Rasmussen this month, this is now 18 scoreless innings. 25-1 his strikeout to walk ratio.
And you see with Ryan Ward, this time he stays elevated, stays at the top of the zone, whether it's the cutter or the 4-seamer. Again, he's just got everything going.
So here's Freeland, who tried to bunt, bringing a runner from 3rd his first time, but a crazy play led to Tucker getting thrown out at home. Well, Freeland, when he was called back up a few weeks ago, the Dodgers were pretty upfront with him, and they said this is probably going to be a few weeks stint, and then Tommy Edman's coming back, and you'll probably go back down to Oklahoma City. Of course, Kike gets hurt the next day, and it sounds like Alex didn't necessarily do the math after that. And so he was pretty sure he was going to get sent down today when Edman got activated. So he said, yeah, pretty relieved that he's still here. The move instead, Santiago Espinal designated for assignment. And not only does he get to stay on the team, but he's going to keep getting playing time because it's not like Tommy Edman is here to play second base every day. He'll play some second, but he's also going to play 3rd. That's where he's going to start tomorrow, and he's going to play left. Freeland's down on strikes, 2 away.
Theme so far this inning is elevate right now for Rasmussen. Just as he did with Ward, put him away with that high fastball. Freeland the same. This out of the zone, but just cannot lay off.
Robinson.
So 2 outs for Robinson. 10 in a row retired by Rasmussen. Chucky came up last year, played 1 game for the Dodgers. He went 0 for 1, scored a run, had a sacrifice bunt. I remember him telling me afterwards, hey, I got a sacrifice down and I just might get a ring for it. And he did. Comes back up this year, his first game, 0 for 2, but a sacrifice. And so the Dodgers the last 2 years have 20 sacrifice bunts. And in 2 games with the team, Chucky's got 2 of those 20. On this 1-1 pitch, swings and misses, 1-2, and Rasmussen trying to strike out the side in the 5th. Here's the 2-2. You go barehanded, you can't be an easy out. You can't strike out like that. You got to battle. Ohtani waits on deck. Robinson waits on another 2-2 pitch and fouls it again.
Getting his money's worth for sure. A good healthy cut. Again, you look at Rasmussen, he's staying up in the zone. Kind of figure right now this has got to have Cutter away. Nope, going in again.
Yeah, and Chucky watches strike 3. So Rasmussen strikes out the side in the 5th. Still no score to the 6th inning already. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. Rays nothing, Dodgers nothing. Justin Wroblewski for the Dodgers, Drew Rasmussen for the Rays, going punch for punch in this pitcher's duel to the 6th inning.
And this is how Robo's been doing it. These are the swing and misses, and look at where the location is. It's going up and down. He is changing eye level with the four-seamer, the slider, the sinker. It's not so much in and out as much as it is up and down. And as I said, changing the eye level.
Taylor Walls leads off this 6th inning and takes a curveball high. We've seen him sprinkling more of those curveballs, way more of the sinkers than we're used to seeing. He's given up just 2 hits. Walls, the 9-hitter, has one of them. And he's ahead 2-0. So Wroblewski's ERA for the year down to 2.54. High fly ball to center field. Pages into the gap. No big deal. One away. And now word from Nissan.
This Dodgers broadcast is sponsored in part by your Southern California Nissan dealers.
Well, we talk about the Dodgers this year, how they compare to past iterations of the team. It's like I think the offense probably not quite as overwhelming as you expected they would be. Bullpen up until a couple weeks ago, the biggest surprise. But the rotation, when you look at who has done it, they're right there with the bullpen as biggest surprise. Because if you had figured you wouldn't have Snell, you wouldn't have Glass now, there's no way they'd be as good as they have been. But it's been thanks to guys like this that they still have been one of the best rotations in baseball. Yandy Diaz with a base hit to left.
Well, I think we knew that Robo was good, but as you mentioned, we did not expect this.
Austin Slater.
I mean, he has come out and he has been consistent the entire time. And yeah, he'll have a game here or there where 4 runs maybe, but also the innings that he's given this team, the length.
Well, that's another part of the conversation with him, is that the innings count has already exceeded what he did last year. 66 innings last year. He's already at 78 this year, and not too far from his career high, which was 102 when he was in A-ball. Talking with some people around the team about that, they all point to the fact that he is in great shape, really works hard in the gym and with the training staff. 1-0 to Austin Slater is lifted foul. And the other thing is, at this point, because of the injuries in the rotation, they don't have much of a choice. Now, the rotation, you figure, is going to get healthier, and you're going to have opportunities to more aggressively monitor those innings count, or that innings count. But they also do their best to use their eyes, and there is no formula. There is no magic number. Diving stop by Max Muncy, who had the air early on, but he's also had a couple fabulous plays over there.
This pitch 103 off the bat. See Max just leaning and falling to his left. Just tracking that ball because it did have a little bit of arc on it. Nothing worse than a ball coming that hard and having some movement.
Well, Klein's getting ready, and you figure this may have something to do with the fact that this is the first time that Wroblewski has pitched on 4 days rest. With a 6-man rotation, it's only the second time that any starter for the Dodgers has pitched on quote-unquote regular rest. Emmett Sheehan was the other. Aranda pops it foul, 1-1.
Yeah, you figure, I mean, that's who the Dodgers are going to do it with, right? I mean, it's going to be a Robleski or it's going to be a Sheehan, you know, wearing it on the 4 days. You know, again, you look at the workload of Robleski, and we're not even halfway through the season. And yes, you're going to be able to monitor it.
Bouncing ball towards the middle. Freeland's there, flips with his glove to Mookie Betts to cap off 6 scoreless. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii starts here. 2 at the bottom of the 6th to the top of the order. Shohei Ohtani leads off and cracks a highliner deep center field. It is gone. It just takes Ohtani to snap this pitcher's duel. Well, the game started to take on that feel that it was going to take something extraordinary to get to one of these 2 pitchers. And the ultimate trump card right there. Strike on Pages.
Yeah, 92-mile-an-hour cutter. He jumped all over that thing. 107 miles an hour, dead center. And we haven't seen solid contact off of Rasmussen at all. It just been a lot of soft. You mentioned the 4 hits, 2 of them blooper hits. I wonder if Shohei like ever just, you know, he's walking through the house, walks by the mirror and just says, God, man, I am sweet. Dominate at the plate, dominate on the mound.
Here's a broken bat roller. Walls ranges over there to get it. And a nice play to get Pages. He picks up a Canada Corte. And
I mean, like, do you think he ever, like, amazes himself? It just sits back and goes, man, I can't believe I did that. I don't think he does. Like, I think he probably sees all of this or has seen all of it in his mind.
Rojas thinking to Corte.
Yes.
A ball on Freddie Freeman. We check in with Vassay.
Yeah, those 2 guys got a playful banter going on after mostly Ohtani home runs, but last night Rojas hit his, and he told Ohtani, he pointed to the suite level and asked him whether or not Decoy was in the house. That was their little added celebration these days.
Shohei is 15th, 1 shy of Max Muncy for the team lead. So serious.
That's right.
Hey, those DeCorte ads make me think that it may happen where occasionally he catches himself in the mirror and thinks, I'm looking pretty good.
Like, damn, I'm sweet.
You had to get there occasionally.
Didn't have mirrors.
Yeah, okay.
I avoid those things at all costs nowadays.
They used to work better, didn't they?
That's so true. It used to work better.
I swear they were more accurate when I was in my 20s. So they've gotten Robleski the lead. Klein has continued to throw as Freeman flexes this ball into center field, drops it in for his 2nd hit of the game.
Just battles and battles. And Rasmussen, we'd seen him go up in the zone earlier against some of the left-handed hitters with success. Freddie just fights that thing off and just continues that march to 3,000.
So Robleski EK just 67 pitches, but it does look like he's finished. And you figure this may be a scenario where they're saying, yeah, just mindful of the bigger picture, a chance to coming off of just 4 days rest, injured his hamstring. Also, he's not been great, 75 pitches and beyond. So it all adds up to, hey, even though he's rolling, if there is a chance to get him out early, maybe it's not.
Yeah, makes perfect sense for all the reasons you said. And it also, another thing is he leaves the game in great spirits as far as, boy, he's absolutely dominated. Now he's got a lead. He's in line for a victory. A feel-good start.
ERA down to 2.72 for Robleski. Here's Betts. And there's a shot to short, caught by Walls. He wants a new ball because that one is now flat on one side.
Third baseman, Max Muncy.
I mean, Robleski only faced 2 over the limit. I mean, when you talk about efficiency and he never really pitched in any kind of trouble.
So does that make you think maybe it was a set deal going into the game?
I think so, right? But I also do, it's like you said, you know, it's the 4 days. So the workload this year.
Q shot to third. That'll end this 6th inning, but the Dodgers break through, and guess who it was? First pitch of the inning, Shohei Ohtani. And it's 1-0 to the 7th. The Dodgers have taken the lead on an Ohtani home run. To the 7th inning we go, and the bullpen. The call of the bullpen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. It is Will Klein to try and hang on to this 1-0 lead. And so bullpen that has had its issues lately, coming off 3 scoreless innings in yesterday's game, and going to get tested here with the narrowest of margins. And no soft landing. It's Junior Caminero to greet him.
Yeah, Will Klein has been scoreless in his last 3 outings. He threw last night, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit.
Right on the edge with 97. 1-1 to Caminero. Outside for ball 2. Caminero's 0 for 2 today. After the 42 home runs last season, 15 this year. On base percentage way up. Leading vote getter at third base for the American League. Last year got to the All-Star game because of injury. This year looks like he's headed there because of the fan vote. And with a whole new dimension to his game. Biggest jump in walk rate of any hitter in baseball. And that's what he's got to lead off this inning. And it is a cardinal sin coming out of the bullpen, walking the first man that you face. And that's probably been the biggest underlying issue, fueling the obvious issue lately, the bullpen giving up too many runs.
Well, they did. Look, they went on that stretch in May that was dynamic, right? And then they've been much more home run prone.
Challenge here from Valade, and he's going to win it.
The previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged. The pitch is a ball. Tampa Bay retains.
Only the 2nd challenge tonight. Remember, last night Tampa went into that 9th inning. They didn't have any challenges, and had a couple pitches that could have gone their way if they could have exercised them.
Caught the corner this time, 2-1. This has been the biggest part of Will Klein's game that has improved since coming to the Dodgers. Used to walk way too many guys. Conversation right away, though, the team had with him is, hey, your stuff is so good. There's no reason at all you should be nibbling. You shouldn't be flooding the zone with everything you've got. And he said that empowered him. Made some changes to the arsenal too, but just the mindset shift to attack the strike zone more. Fires 2-2 to Valade and overthrows it. Count goes full.
Hey, you can't pitch scared. You can't hit scared. You've got to get out on that field, whether it's on the rubber or in the box, and believe that you are going to dominate the other guy. And if you don't, you're putting yourself at a disservice. Will Klein has made that move. He believes that his stuff plays no matter where it is.
Caminero takes off on a 3-2 that's popped into foul territory right side. Klein hustles over to the bag to cover. Caminero hustles back though. So Klein's able to get Valade. One away in the 7th. And here's Ben Williamson. To second, and Freeland. Wide throw, Betts corrals, and still gets a double play. Tremendous stuff. 4-6-3. Tampa Bay says hang on. They're going to take a peek. And play on, they say. Caminero came up a little bit limp right there. 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store. Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 9 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. On an Ohtani home run, the Dodgers lead 1-0 to the bottom of the 7th. Rasmussen to Tucker. The curve will draw a challenge here, and it looks like it's going to be a good one
pitches the ball
from Nick Fortes.
Pitches a strike. Tampa Bay retains.
And so strike one for Rasmussen, who's been fantastic again into the 7th inning for the 4th time in his last 5 starts. Just 1 run allowed in 3 starts this month. His 0-1 to Tucker. Man, moves so much.
And that's the thing. He doesn't have to change eye level. As you mentioned, it's coming out of the same tunnel, and it's darting. Glove side, it's going arm side.
And then there's the changeup that moves in the same direction, just slower.
Hard to hit.
The changeup, he's been looking for a grip that he feels confident in for years, and then late last season had one he said, I think I finally found it. He's thrown it more this year. It's been one of the best swing and miss changeups in baseball. Continues to evolve from a reliever who had just 2 pitches and got hit around to a starter that added a toy here and there and always pitched well when he was healthy. Last year plus he has stayed healthy, and he has been an all-star. His 2-2 to Kyle Tucker. On the ground to second for Williamson. 1 out.
Both pitchers have done an exceptional job. But you look at Rasmussen, you look at the lineup that he has to navigate through, and the numbers he's putting up, the way he is. Look at it, he's really held the Dodgers outside of the 1 pitch to Ohtani to just, really an offense that just has been shut down.
Cambuza, the left-hander, gets ready. Left-handed heavy lineup for the Dodgers today. He most likely is down there for Ohtani, though, who is 4 batters away at this point. Ward's 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Chased a couple high fastballs his last time. Too high to draw a swing right there. Kyle Hurt, bottom of the order for the Rays, due up. Count evens 2-2. And this time couldn't lay off the high cheese. Same way that Rasmussen got him last time. That's 6 Ks for Rasmussen. 2 gone in the 7th.
Second baseman, Alex Freeland.
Bases empty. Freeland takes a change downstairs. And now a cutter for a strike. Only 2 base runners the last 5 innings for the Dodgers. One thing though, or one of those 2 base runners though, is the home run from Ohtani. First pitch of the 6th inning. That is it in this ball game for either side. On the 100th pitch, this moves a mile. Right. Strike on the inside corner.
I mean, that's the thing, as a hitter, that pitch is coming and then you got to decipher, is that thing running in towards me? Is it going to run away? You know, and if you don't recognize the spin, it's basically a guess.
Two. Straight back and out of play. How different is the spin on the cutter versus the 4-seam versus the sinker?
Well, it's obviously there's differences. It's can you pick it up and when do you pick it up? And every hitter is different. And are you picking up spin? Are you picking up hand? Are you picking up a tip? You know, you've just got to make a decision.
Strikes him out on the changeup and finishes off 7 great innings.
Next episode of Backstage, Dodgers go behind the scenes with Teoscar Hernandez as he works to get back on the field following a hamstring injury. Plus, a look inside life at home with Teoscar as he recalls his son's diagnosis with autism and the challenges that come with it. Backstage Dodgers Friday after the postgame show.
Night is finished for Drew Rasmussen, and what a night it was. Just the solo home run from Shohei Ohtani, but he's on the wrong end of things, with the Dodgers getting 6 scoreless innings from Justin Robleski, scoreless 7 from Will Klein, and now it's Kyle Hurt facing the bottom of the Tampa Bay lineup in the 8th.
Previous pitch of the
We
ball.
got a challenge here from Chucky Robinson on what was called ball 1. And it's overturned.
The pitch is a strike. Los Angeles retains.
Hurt trying to build off of last night. He had given up 8 runs over his first 4 games this month, but a scoreless 7th inning yesterday and got the win. Is 0 to Chandler Simpson. Inside corner, strike 2.
Hey, you see those numbers a bit skewed with that outing in Pittsburgh. 1/3 of an inning, he had gave up 3 hits, 4 earnings, walked 2, gave up a home run. It just, everything just spiraled.
Chopper, Simpson can fly. Betts throws just in time. It's amazing that that's even a question. And a testament to the speed of the fastest guy in baseball.
So, you know, you hit it right at the top of the show, Joe. You talked about the defense of this Dodgers ball club, and it has been on full display this evening. They've defended against some balls hit over 100 miles an hour. They've turned double plays. Mookie's making a play like that. I mean, without the defense tonight, I don't know that we're ahead.
Fortes swings and misses. Yeah, similar story. 5 Ks have done what we for years have talked about teams needing to do, and that is not strike out as much, put the ball in play. The Dodger defense continues to sparkle. 0-2. Hurt to Fortes with the 0-2 pitch. Fly ball center field. Shallow center field. Freeland. 2 away.
You know, one of the things that's worked hand in hand with the Dodger defense is the pitching. The pitching has kept this defense involved. Have not issued a walk at all tonight.
Shortstop, Taylor Walls.
And they're working fast. I mean, yes, we love it up here, but I'll tell you what, the defenders out there keeps you involved.
Taylor Walls out of the 9 spot. 7 pitches, 7 strikes from Kyle Hurt.
My bad, Joe. There was 1 walk.
Oh man, forget everything you said.
Man,
fielders on their heels, yawning.
No walks through 6 innings is what I meant to say.
Hurt home with an 0-2. Well, this has been good to see. 9 pitches, all of them strikes. You mentioned the rough outing he had in Pittsburgh. The 2 really bad outings that he's had. Multiple walks in those 2 games. There were 2 against Pittsburgh in that outing. Then he had a game where he walked 3, and they all came into score against Arizona. Here, nothing but strikes from Kyle Hurt, who goes 1, 2, 3, and he's on brand with his pitching tonight. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup. Rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs engineered for your adventures. Nine 1-2 for the Dodgers coming up against Cam Boozer, leading 1-0 on an Ohtani home run. As Robinson gets ready to lead off and Ohtani waits on deck. No runs against Boozer in his 5 games with Tampa Bay. And the first pitch that he throws, sky high, foul ground, and caught by Fortes. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Up comes Shohei Ohtani. Performance Spotlight, sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. It took 1 swing, and that's everything so far. 350 against Tampa Bay in his career. It's his 12th home run that he's hit against him in 34 games. And he takes a strike from Boozer. One ball, 1 strike. Boozer's in his 3rd season with time in the major leagues. Didn't get here until he was 32, now 34 years old. Started off in the Twin system and toiled in the low minors for a few years. Wasn't really happening, so they tried to convert him to a position player. But then he got hit by a car, broke his back, and he said, "I'm done." So he moves back to his hometown of Seattle and becomes a carpenter. Strikes out Ohtani here for out number 2. Enjoying life as a carpenter. He said, "I had my baseball career. I'm pretty happy now." But then he starts thinking more and more. He's laying awake thinking, I don't know, maybe there's something left. Maybe I should give it one last try. Hires a trainer who posts a video of him throwing to Instagram, and an independent ball team saw this video and reached out to him and gave him a chance. Pages yanks it down the line, foul. one thing leads to another, and the once retired baseball player, the once retired, or I guess still retired Carpenter, signs another pro contract and finds himself in the major leagues a few years after he had given up. Here's his 0-1 to Pages. Driven to right. Slater's there, and that sends this game to the 9th inning. Dodgers 1, Rays nothing. Top of the order coming up. Fasten those seatbelts. Oh, Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance. A couple pitchers out on the desk, and they're going to be experts on this one. It's been about the pitching. Robleski 6 scoreless. Klein with a scoreless inning. Same with Hurt. And now Tanner Scott will try and finish it off for the top of the order up for Tampa Bay. First one to Yandy Diaz. A fastball perfectly placed, strike 1.
How good has he been this year? I mean, this is the guy that Dodger fans had hoped to see, and transition last year, but man, he's been electric.
And just like that, ahead 0-2. Look out. Teoscar saying that way. Well, 0-2 pitch. Lays off the high fastball. Diaz 1 for 3 in this ball game. He's reached base in 28 of his last 29. Yeah, more of a line drive average hitter, but he does have 12 home runs. Second on the team. Fouls this one off. Stays alive. Austin Slater, Jonathan Aranda to follow. Tampa Bay would love to be able to get it one batter further than that to Junior Caminero. Yep. Did he go? He did. One gone in the 9th.
How about the location of that pitch? Even if he does make contact, he's going to beat that thing right into the ground. Sweet location right there. Nothing he can do with that.
7 for the Dodgers staff tonight, and so free jumbo jacks for everybody tomorrow. Not too many free jumbo jacks against Tampa Bay. Slater shows bunt, takes a ball. Dodger pitchers 75% strikes tonight. 16 out of the last 18 pitches have been strikes. Another right there, and it's 1-1 on Slater. Strike 2.
Another theme tonight, just working ahead. It's as if they start 1-2 or 0-2 every hitter.
Trying to repeat what they did against the Angels just a couple weeks ago. 1-0 win with just a solo home run. Freddie Freeman's walk-off. Going upstairs to Slater. Missed his spot, but got the result that he was looking for. Back-to-back Ks to open the 9th.
When you look at this swing, it's, I don't even know if it's a swing, it's kind of a sword sort of thing. It just an emergency. Oh, whoa.
Three scoreless for the Pen last night. Working on 3 scoreless tonight. Up to Aranda. 0 for 3. In the air, center field. Pages is there, and that, in the blink of an eye, is the ball game. In an hour and 52 minutes, the Dodgers get their major league leading 9th shutout win of the year, 1-0 over Tampa Bay.
I mean, you have to start with the pitching. The Dodgers were absolutely dominant. Robleski set the tone, working ahead. That man right there, Shohei, he provided all the offense that we would see tonight. Gets a cutter and hits it dead center, doing things that only Shohei can do, and then the bullpen coming in, shutting the door. Wow.
Word is he got the team together before the game and said, I need my 10 hours tonight, and I got to pitch at 12:15 tomorrow. This better go fast. How about this? He mentioned Freddie Freeman's walk-off home run in the 1-0 win a couple of weeks ago. The Dodgers had one win the last 4 seasons, 1-0 with the lone run came on a solo shot. That's the second win of that kind over the last now, 2 weeks. For Eric Karros, David Vassay, the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon.